It's all over the news today. A national spokesman for a restaurant chain is caught with, well, child porn and worse. My commentary coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. Well, this is a really sad thing. And, you know, this is a restaurant that I've eaten in many times over the years. This guy was a spokesperson and just got caught with child porn and worse. And we won't go into the details. But, you know, I don't want to talk about child porn per se, but I'd like to talk about how we view these kinds of people and what we think about it. You know, right away, I think our tendency is to write people off. To say, well, you know, he's a scumbag, you know, he's a deviant, we should have nothing to do with him. And some people would say, well, he's beyond salvation at this point. That's a horrible crime. And, you know, all of those things go through our minds until we realize that he's, well, this is a stretch, but I'm going to say it again, he's sinning differently than we are. Yeah. You know, the real test for God's sovereign love for us, unconditional love for us, is that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. You know, it isn't a surprise to him when we sin. He knew he would, and he made provisions for it. Even child porn, yeah, as horrible as that is. What it illustrates to me is that he can forgive everything. Now, I have sin in my life today. I don't have child porn in my life, but I have sin in my life. Every day there are things that I battle that I'd rather not battle. And they may not be huge things like child porn, but they're huge to me. And every day I realize that those things are a struggle. And they will always be a struggle because many times they're bigger than I am. But they're not bigger than he is. And I think sometimes we forget that we're all sinners saved by grace when we come to Jesus Christ. And he cleanses us from all of our sin and makes provision for us to enter the kingdom of God. So this is a stretch for us. And while we're busy condemning this guy, and it's a horrible thing, and it is, and by the way, he deserves to stand trial. If he's guilty of this, which it seems like he is, then he deserves to spend some time behind bars. True. You know, there is a penalty for sin, especially this kind. But in the eyes of God, is he unredeemable? Is he too far gone for God to forgive? And the answer is no. And folks, that ought to encourage every single one of us that battle things that we wouldn't talk about. All of us have things that we'll share with each other, the little sins. The bigger things, the darker things, the things that we battle with in our hearts that we don't talk about, he died for those too. And just as I can come before the throne of God and say, Lord, forgive me, come into my heart and wash away my sin, this guy could do the same thing as well. There is redemption. So what is our viewpoint as Christians today as we view this? Simply this, that he should stand trial for his sin, he should be punished for it if he's guilty, and our role is not judgment and finger pointing. Our role is compassion and prayer. Would you join me in praying for him? That through this dark time for him, that he'll find Jesus Christ. God bless you. Have a great day.